Welcome to Effective Teaching Practices for Teaching the Whole Child. What do we mean by teaching the whole child? As teachers, we need to be mindful of how we teach, the environment we put children in, their mental and physical experience, including safety, and how we organise the classroom. This presentation gives an overview of effective pedagogical practices in the primary classroom. Three main categories for effective teaching practices include student wellbeing and pastoral care, good academic outcomes, and classroom resources. Within these categories, a scope of effective teaching practices are outlined and linked to learning theories. Student wellbeing and pastoral care refers to students' physical, social, and emotional development. As teachers, we must keep in mind the very significant effect that students' past and present environments are likely to have on their behaviour and education. How do we do this? By creating a safe classroom, we get to know students and their individual qualities. We treat students with warmth and respect and insisting that everyone treats each other with mutual respect. By changing the classroom environment, we may also be able to change how students behave. When creating a safe environment, it is important to acknowledge diversity in the classroom and ensuring inclusivity and equality for all to foster respect. Within the classroom, for our diverse range of individuals, it may help to create a set of classroom rules which promotes a safe and emotional environment. Classroom and behaviour management is another important factor to consider within the student wellbeing and pastoral care domain. It is important to clearly identify what is appropriate behaviour and what is not. Self-behaviour evaluation and positive reinforcement is a good way to ensure a good learning environment. Social and emotional learning is a key factor for creating an inclusive learning environment. Elias et al. Recognises the importance of social and emotional learning as a key component to creating a positive school life. We can foster social and emotional learning through story writing, role plays, and class discussions. Drawing on communities of practice theory, with the inclusion of community and parental involvement and volunteers are important resources, and it is acknowledged that home, school, and community connections create a positive classroom environment. Effective teaching practices for good academic outcomes. J.B. Watson quotes that the environment shapes one's behaviour. What one learns is determined by the elements in the environment, not by the individual learner. Teachers can use different methods to foster deep learning and understanding of content. Not everyone learns in the same way, so personalised learning provides meaningful content. Constructivist methods encourage ownership of learning, making learning student-centred and fostering active engagement. Ownership of learning happens when the teacher takes on a facilitator role and allows students to collaborate, discuss, problem solve, reflect, and brainstorm. Using relevant content and real-life experience makes learning more meaningful and actively builds on students' prior knowledge and experience. Teachers can situate desks in smaller groups to stimulate discussion. In one study, a peer-assisted learning approach applied ask three before me rule. Students needed to ask three people about the topic before they could ask the teacher, which fostered independent learning skills. It is also important to provide appropriate feedback for improvement to encourage students' understanding and participation. Using classroom resources for teaching the whole child. It is important that teachers remember the specific learning needs of each individual and chooses a wide range of resources to cater to each student's learning needs. Technology is an extremely important resource in the 21st century, and it is imperative that students adopt 21st century fluencies and skills to reflect the times we live in. ICT can be an effective tool for teaching the whole child, and examples of this include Mathletics, internet and other software, and interactive whiteboards. Effective pedagogical practices for teaching the whole child are vast and far-reaching. This presentation has given a scope of the elements of effective teaching, which includes student wellbeing and pastoral care, good academic outcomes, and classroom resources. I hope you enjoyed.
Created using Powtoon.